Okay, let's see. Okay, so you should have in your email or somewhere, I sent all of you guys a folder. Has everybody gotten that folder? Okay, I see Ruby, yes. Mohammed, Emmanuel, Rebecca. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you've gotten that. Perfect. Perfect. I see Dar, I see Damaso, Angmei, Evelyn, and Michael. Do you guys have that?
I'm checking right now.
Okay. And Lupe, I sent it to you too. Awesome. I see Evelyn's got it. So Angmei, did you get it? Yeah, it is. It should be in your Google Drive. I think there was only one person that didn't have a Gmail, so I don't know how that works, but in your Google Drive, and if you can't find it in your email, mine always sends me an email to tell me. If you don't have that, look in your shared with me. Okay, great. Michael's got it. Angmei. You can clap, Hershey. It's okay. Yay! Okay, fantastic. So we're going to be using those materials today and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday during your interviewing. So, so there is a thing, I'm going to just actually, let me share my screen with you so I can show you these materials and kind of walk through. So there is a checklist. All right. That is not the one. It's over here, I think. Yeah. All right. So here is the checklist. So what we're going to be using these things for is all of you guys will have this. While you're doing the interviews, you'll need to access this. So you can see these tabs at the bottom, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Of course, on Monday, you'll only use the Monday tab, Tuesday, only the Tuesday tab. You get the picture. This last tab, interviewing partners, is who I've paired you up with. So I'll go over that in just a second, but let's start with this Monday thing. So when you are if you are the ones doing the interviews, at the end of your interview, I want you to go over to whoever you interviewed and say, so let's say that Emmanuel and Rebecca were the ones who did this one. So they would put their names. And then I'm going to expect the interviewers. Oh, I need to do this too, actually. Oh, I forgot to name on it. Lupe, let me give you guys co-host powers too. I'm going to give each of you co-host powers, and I'll tell you why too in a little bit. I should have been doing that as you came in. Co-host. Actually, Lupe, you have co-host powers now. Can you give everybody else co-host powers?
Oh, no, remember we tried that at the Thursday night meeting and I couldn't
do it. Doesn't work. Why does it not work?
I could stick them in breakout rooms and everything, but that's the only thing I can't do.
Okay. Let me do this real quick then. I wish there were a faster way to do co-host things. Good morning, Namat.
Good morning.
We've already discussed that y'all are sleepy on me. I got you up too early. Okay. Oh, Asmina's on camera. Okay, who have I missed? Who does not have co-host powers?
I think Rebecca and Emmanuel doesn't.
Oh, okay. I thought I did them first. All right.
No, Dr. Jen, I'm there. Co-host power.
Okay.
Is that everybody? Oh, Ruby. I thought I did you first. You should have them. It shows that you do. Where did it go? Can you see it now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. All right. So on this sheet, you guys, you'll be able to write your name, and then you're also going to take the photo. So the interviewers, one of the interviewers will also take the photo. So this is where you'll write yes or no when you do the photo. So like if they never turn their camera on, no, they won't have a photo. And then we'll have somebody to do essays. And so that person will write yes or no on essays. So that's the part that you guys will handle on this. I don't think you'll have to do anything else. I'm going to confirm with people on this part. So let's see. Okay, so that's that. And then there's an essay question. If you're in here and for some reason you think, oh shoot, I forgot to get the essay. Maybe you're in charge of the essays and you think, oh no, I forgot to get the link. It's right here. So all you have to do is move your mouse over it, and then you can click copy link, and then you can go into, and this is what I'm going to add. I'll explain this more later, but then you can just go into the chat and you can paste it. Don't click on this yet, but you can paste it to the chat, and then bam, they have their essay link. I mean, I guess you can click on it. It's not going to do anything. Just don't write anything in it. Okay. So that's those documents. I think this is the other one you have. Let's see. Not that. What is this one? Okay, so this is the packet that they're getting. And this. So this is the other thing you have. So here's the other thing with this right now. So this one, what I may do, I'm probably going to take you guys off of editing for this because I don't want you to accidentally like type stuff in here. But here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm thinking I'm going to print all of these out and maybe try to meet up with some of you guys later today if you can, so you can have all of these printed so you'll be able to write on them. Because I think that will be a whole lot easier. So this is your interviewing thing. For today, while you are practicing, you'll need to use this one that's on here and just read off of that. So I don't know if that may be a little bit difficult because you'll have to be looking at your person on screen. Maybe you can configure your camera so you can, like I have right now, I'm looking at this, but I can still see you guys because of the way I have my settings on the Zoom. Does that make sense?
Dr. Janet,
Mm-hmm.
can you please share the link in the chat?
Which link, Namat?
All of it. I'm not in any of the files.
So you should have an email this morning I sent it out this morning. Let me double check.
Oh, I just saw that.
Okay, did you see it? So Elizabeth and so confirm with me, Namat, when you do have it, right? Okay, Elizabeth, go into your email and there's a file that I shared with you this morning. So go ahead and open that file so you'll track with us.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So you got the files. That's going to be your interview script. So you'll ask the same questions to every potential scholar that you interview. Here's the way it's going to work. So I'm going to ask for one person to be in the main room with myself and Lupe, with Miss Lupe and myself. And that person will be kind of like the MC. So that person will be the ones greeting people as they come in. And then after I introduce myself and say, welcome, this is our Eagle Scholars interview process or whatever, then that person will give their spiel of like what it means to be an Eagle Scholar, what they've done in Eagle Scholars, just kind of like some of you guys have done the videos for me. So kind of like that video, just kind of like a promo piece because I want them to be excited about being in. I want them to be like, okay, this is cool. And if I tell them how cool it is to be an Eagle Scholars, of course I'm going to say that. I'm an adult. I'm running the thing. So I need them to hear from you guys so that they go, oh, wow, Damaso's in here. He's cool. I want to be cool like Damaso. So, yes, cool like Damaso. Yes. The other thing, so then we'll have, so that'll be the MC in the main room. Then we will have we'll have interview rooms, and I will send in pairs, I'll send all of the people, like, you know, say, however I paired them up, like maybe it's Neymar and Hershey, and maybe it's Angme and Elizabeth, or Evelyn and Asmina, whatever. I'll send you guys into your breakout rooms, and you'll just wait there the whole time. So you know how usually you guys that have done this before, we stay in the auditorium, and then you get new interviewees, and then you go off to the cafeteria, and then you come back, and then you go off. Zoom makes it easy. We don't have to do that. Now, what it will allow you to do, probably, because we do not have a ton of people who have applied. We have a better amount than we did earlier yesterday, because I was a little bit nervous. But so yes, anybody who knows people in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, please share. I extended the time until Sunday, so please tell them so that they can get in, and they can sign up for their date and all of that. So you guys will be paired in the room, and they will come to you, because the person that is emceeing with me, either they or myself, will send them, or Miss Lupe will send them to your room. You will do the interview, you will do a photograph, and then you will teach them, like, okay, click that button out the bottom right to leave and go back to the main room if they don't already know how. And then they'll go into a different room to do the essay. And so I'm going to need like 1, maybe 2 people to do the essay room. I don't know if I'll need 2, but we might just have 2, just kind of to be on the safe side. The essay room will be that link that I just shared with you. And so you'll be in charge of saying, like, okay, so you're here, you're going to write an essay. Don't be scared about the essay. It's just asking. We just want to know who you are. And, we want to get to know you. And if you don't, if you feel uncomfortable writing it in English and stuff, just do your best, do the best you can. And so they'll go into their room, write their essay, and then you'll send them back to the main room. So that's the way it works. So it sounds pretty easy, right? Hoping this is going to be good, I hope. So, all right. So each of you guys have co-host powers, which I think, Lupe, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think what that will allow you to do is when you guys are all in your breakout rooms. Oh, and I need to give Elizabeth.
Yeah, the last 2, Elizabeth, and I think that's
Neymar,
it.
right?
No, Neymar's already a co-host.
Oh, okay. Anybody else not a co-host? Okay. So when you're in your breakout rooms, whether you're in the interview or whether you're in the essay room, if your scholar gets stuck, if your student gets stuck and was like, I don't know, you should be able to move them back, right? I think that's right. So we're going to practice that.
Mm-hmm. And this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Yes. The dates, yes. Well, yeah, it's the 19th, 20th, and 21st. I am going to try to confirm with everybody. So somehow I made this really, I don't know what happened. I do know what happened, but then it won't fix. So on the form, I copied them because I didn't want to have to type in like Monday, April 19th, 6, Monday, April 19th, 6:30, Monday, April. So I copied them and then I changed the date. But the first time I forgot to change Monday. So then one of the new people that was applying said, Miss Janet, she left me a message. I don't even know who she was. And she said, Miss Janet, there's an error on the form and it says all Mondays. So I changed it. And I really want to know who she was because I really want her in Eagle Scholars because she corrected my mistake. But now it still does all Mondays. So it's Monday, April 19th, Monday, April 20th, and Monday, April 21st. So I've got to confirm with everybody, but I'm going to try to adjust their times because there's so few so that I make it to where we don't have, if we don't have to be there the whole time, we won't have to be there the whole time. So we'll see. All right. So I told you about the MC and the essay people and the interviewers. Oh, so here's what I want us to practice. right now, since you guys are all co-hosts, I want you to practice going into a room like, oh, I guess I got to make breakout rooms. I'm going to make some, let's see, let's create. I'll create 4 breakout rooms, and then don't go in yet. They're open, and so you guys can go into a breakout room, and then I want you to practice assigning somebody to, like, sending them to another breakout room, because you're a co-host. So you guys are having co-host power. So practice going into a breakout room, and then practice sending somebody else to another one. Do you guys know how to do that? Anybody have questions about that? About sending somebody? I know you guys are good at doing it because you're a master. Okay, so everybody go find a breakout room. Just like 2 seconds, find some breakout room, send somebody to another breakout room, and then come back. Ruby's panicking. She's freezing.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, so go to your, actually, Lupe, you may need to walk her through this because I don't do it from my end.
You'll hit the little breakout rooms and then you'll see who's assigned. Like, I'm not a co-host because my internet kept going out. So
Oh,
it's okay. No, it's okay because then Ruby can practice putting me in a room.
Oh wait, I moved somebody else to a different room.
Okay.
oh, you did?
So you can move like me, or you can do my cell phone. Just tell me if it's the butterfly or if you move my face.
Okay.
Here, I'll change the computer one to Lupe.
And then you can also, you know how to go to your breakout room, right? Dard, are you, Damaso and Michael, are you struggling?
Okay, Miss
Because
Lupe.
like my Zoom is out of date.
Room 1.
Your Zoom is out of date?
Yeah.
Okay, is that Dar and Damaso, is that your case too?
My computer is frozen.
Yours is frozen. Let me ask this. Do you guys are you guys all, I guess I should have asked this too. I need to make sure everybody's using their iPads. Does everybody on here have, Ruby, I know you don't, but Damaso, you have an iPad, right?
Yeah.
Are you using your iPad?
Did it?
Huh?
They sent them one and I went in like fine.
I can barely hear you, Damaso. I need you to speak up a little bit louder.
I sent someone in and I went into a room. Like,
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Let me show you, is everybody back?
No, there's a bunch. Oh no, yeah, there's people in room 4.
Okay, I'm gonna close the rooms. So hopefully they'll come back. Or actually, I could have had you know what? I should have you guys bring them back. Somebody move them. Move on, May, Emmanuel, Evelyn, they might just move them. Then they have to magically come back.
we can't anymore because the breakout room.
Darn it.
Okay, we'll send them away and then they can do that.
Okay, the break. Hopefully they'll come back. I'll say, well, and I can't even send a message because it's waiting for them to come back. So while they're coming back, here's another thing that I want you guys to, there they are. I want you guys to do this too. So do you see where it says mute? And then it has the little arrow up? So on the bottom of your screen, well, iPads are different. Okay, so I think when you touch the screen, it'll either say audio options or it'll say like something where your mute button is. I wish I were on, I need to be on my iPad so I can tell you guys this.
On your laptop, it'll have the mute with the little option, but I don't see it on my phone.
And if I turn my phone on, it makes it scream for some reason. I can't figure out even when I don't put my audio on.
You have to mute it.
I did. I muted that and I muted my phone and it still keeps it echo or it does weird things. I don't know. I may need some tutorials. Okay. If somebody may figure this out and we won't, it's not that crucial, but I figure it might help if you have a really soft applicant, soft speaking applicant. So on your computer, if you're on a computer, there should be a mute little symbol and there's an arrow up. Well, when you do that, you can, there's a thing that says audio settings. When you click on audio settings, what pops up is a whole bunch of like your general settings. And in audio, there's a way it says output volume and input volume. So like right now, and I may be really loud because I'm just on your computer because I'm just looking and mine is turned up way up from the other day because somebody couldn't hear me. So your input, I know that sounds weird, but your input is what goes out and your output is what comes in. I don't know why. So you just have to uncheck. There's a little box that says automatically adjust it, which is usually checked. So Zoom usually automatically adjusts your volume, but if you uncheck that box, you can move it up and down and that'll help you be louder to them and it'll help them, you can let them be louder to you. So just a little pro tip. All right. Are you guys ready to practice? So let me double check and make sure that I've gone over all of my stuff. Okay, so let me just run down this. So I'm going to welcome scholars into the room on that night. The MC will take over and he or she will welcome scholars and introduce themselves and tell about Eagle Scholars and what it's about. Then you guys will already be in your rooms. The interviewers will be, and the essay people. And the MC will push them out to your room. You will be paired with another person in your room unless we have an odd number, but most of you guys there'll be 2 in each room. Oh, one other thing on interviewing. So Miss Lupe and I do this all the time. We interview new interns for the summer. So we have the set of questions just like I've given you. And we alternate. So we decide. So I always ask the first one. So I ask the first one. So she knows she asks the second one. Then I ask the third one, then she goes. So we go back and forth. So that way it kind of gives us more time to write and it gives us more time to kind of each one of us to look at. So you see me now looking straight at the camera. So I'm looking straight at the camera. I'm not right now. I always look at you guys because I like to see your faces. But when I look straight at the camera, do you see how different that is? Like if I'm talking to you like this, it feels like I'm really talking to you. Whereas if I'm talking to you like this, it's like, I'm talking to you, but I'm looking down. See how that works? So a pro tip is to look straight at the camera. So if your camera on your iPad, it may be different. Some people's cameras are at the bottom of their computer. Some Chromebooks have the camera at the bottom. Kind of weird, but it does, So just know where your camera is and look at that. Decide who's going to take the picture. My recommendation is going to be to use your iPads. If it's easier to use your computer, okay. But if you're going to take the picture, you need to be on your iPad because the iPad allows you to do a screenshot. And so I want one person to be the person who takes the picture. And then you're going to upload the picture into the folder in that Google Drive folder that says New Scholars Photos 2021. So you're going to drop that picture and you need to label it. So rename it. I don't want the photo to say like IMG_0621 because I don't know who that person is. So I need you to rename it the person's name. Okay. And then when you take that picture, make sure to ask them to be in a well-lit place. If it's dark and you can't see them, Or if you take a picture like of Naymont right now and you can only see her nose and her eyes, that does not help me a whole lot. So I need you to help them and say, you know, if they're like this, say, can you tilt your screen down just a little bit? Oh, perfect. That's great. Okay, can you face a window? So if it's dark, if I turn like this, I am facing my window, so I get lighter. That allows that light to reflect on me. If I turn like this, do you see what happens? This is, the window is at my back right now. So face the window, and then that way, and then a screenshot. Does everybody know how to do a screenshot on your iPad? If you don't, Google is your friend. Google how to screenshot on an iPad and it will tell you. And if you still can't figure it out, get back with me or get with some of your other fellow scholars. The person who is not taking the picture needs to be the one filling out the checklist sheet that I showed you a little earlier. Okay. And so you just decide on who's going to take the pictures and who's going to fill out the checklist sheet. That way you guys have that figured out at the very beginning. Make sure this person interviewing or interviewee knows how to go back to the main room, and then you just wait for the next person to come in. So this is kind of like what you guys did in networking, right? There were 2 or 3 of you in the room. You just waited until somebody else came to you. Same deal. And then I told you what the essay thing was going to be. All right, so here's some tips for your interviewing. And Ruby and I are going to do a practice interview. Actually, Lupe, will you do it too with us? That way you and I can go back and forth on the questions, and then we can ask Ruby, since you and I know how to do that. So you're going to let the person know you're going to be taking notes. So you tell them, so I might have to pause so I can get this written down. Ask them to have their video on. You make sure to have your video on, because that's really awkward to try to interview with somebody who you can't see. So they may not, but you're the professional here. You are the professional here. And so you've got to have yours on because you're modeling to them and for them. If they see you, they're going to be like, well, I sure don't have to have mine if they don't have theirs. So make sure you have your video on. Position your screen in a way that limits distractions. Choose a room that less people are in, but also know it's okay if somebody walks behind you. That is okay. Because we know, you know, you guys don't live in like these huge houses where you can have like 5 different, you know, like, okay, I'm going to be over here by myself and that's fine. None of us do. We don't live. Yeah, Ruby and I sat on the bed the other day to watch a webinar because Billy needed to do another webinar in another room and have privacy. So yeah, it happens. It's okay. Then let's see. And look at the screen as much as possible, even though you're writing. So we've got that down. We're going to do an interview real quick and just kind of show you how this is done. Let me get my interview questions. Where did they go? I just had them. Oh, okay.
I'm pulling mine up, but I always go second, so give me 1 minute.
So I'll start it off. And so that's the other thing. The other thing is Lupe and I have a system to where when we get the person we're interviewing into the room, I go over the stuff first and then ask the first question and then she starts. So we'll do this the same way. All right. So Ruby, thank you for coming tonight. I am so glad that you are applying to Eagle Scholars. This is really exciting. So I just want to tell you that we are going to be asking this is Miss Lupe and I am Dr. Janet. And so we're going to ask you some questions and we're going to write your answers down. So is that okay with you? Can I go ahead and write while we talk? Because I know that I might have to look down a little bit, but I just want to make sure I get all of your answers down. So you're good with that? Awesome. Thank you. And so can you tell me your full name? Because I want to make sure, and spell it for me because I want to make sure I get it right.
Ruby Lane, Rubi, last name Lane.
I'm glad you said that. So it's Ruby with an I. Got it. All right. So, and then okay, we got that. So we're gonna do an activity first because I just kind of an icebreaker, and this will help us get to know you and you get to know us. So I'll start, and then you can, and then Miss Lupe is gonna do it too, and then you can go as well. So this activity is called I Love. And I don't know if you've ever done this before, but it's a really cool activity just to kind of talk about everything you love. It's not just love about school, it's just love, everything you love. So I'm going to set my timer and I'm going to go for 1 minute. And I just have to keep talking and say everything I love for 1 minute. And then Miss Lupe is going to do the same thing. And then you can go last, and that way it gives you a little bit more time to think. Does that work? Okay, so here we go. This is how it goes. I'm gonna hit start. So let's see. I love sunshine. I love writing. I love writing in my journal. I love sitting at home on a Saturday with not a lot to do. I love reading. I love when we go out to new events with our family. I love trying new things. I love making my family try new things with me. I love cultures. I love, what else? Let's see. I love cooking and eating desserts. Yes, I definitely love cooking and eating desserts. I love birthday presents. I love running an Eagle Scholars College Readiness Program. And that's my time. So, not hard. You can say it's anything you love, anything that comes to mind. All right, so I'm going to set the timer. And do you want to go next, or do you want Miss Lupe to go next?
I can go next.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to set the timer. And are you ready? All right. Yes. All right. And go.
I love sports. I love food. I love being inside. I love desserts. I love cosmetology stuff. I love medical stuff as well. Love my family. I love pets. I love the color turquoise. I love natural light. I love baking sweets. I love my room.
13 seconds. Keep going.
You're good at this.
I love when it rains hard.
Me too.
I love
And time. Wait, what was the last one?
I love fuzzy socks.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, Miss Lupe, you ready?
I think so.
All right, and go.
Okay, so I love my nieces and nephews. I love action movies. I love going to the movies by myself. I love popcorn and almonds, or popcorn and pickles. Don't knock it till you try it. I love traveling. I like planning trips. I love going outside of the country and visiting people. I love visiting my family. I love documentaries. I love crocheting. I love embroidery. I love trying new foods. I love, let's see, I love like chilling out on a Saturday, just like everyone else. I do love going to mass when I used to go to church. I love my sister. I love my nephew. That's also my only godson. I love.
Time.
It's time. Okay, that was hard. Those last 10 seconds are really hard.
So we would also do, that was awesome. I love that. I love that I love game. So the other thing that I would do, and I won't do this here just for sake of time, but you could also do one with them on if you really knew me. And I think that would be really good because they could talk to you about, if you really knew me, and what you would do is go through you would know that I am focused on social justice. If you really knew me, you know that I read a lot of books. If you really knew me and things like that. So you could go through that as well. We won't do that here, but just know that's your interview, Ruby. All right, so thank you for doing that. That was fun. So I have a few more questions before we go back. So tell me about why you wanted to apply to Eagle Scholars. Who told you about it and what makes you want to join?
A friend told me about it, said that it really helped them. So I decided to try it out.
Okay. Cool. What made you just because your friend is in it?
Because she explained what kind of activities they do in the summer and on Thursday nights, and yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. If you could visit any place in the world, where would you go and what would you see?
Paris. And I would like to see the Eiffel Tower.
Very cool. Can I go with you? I'm
Yes.
always trying to travel with other people.
What? So just the Eiffel Tower? You're gonna go all the way to Paris and just go in the Eiffel Tower?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's other cool places that I don't know about that in Paris, but for now, that's my main thing that I really want to see.
Cool. I love Paris. That's cool. So, if you could be any animal, which animal would you be and why?
A koala, because they're so sweet and small. Well, once they grow, they get bigger, but they're pretty good size. They're very gentle, and yeah, they seem like they just stay calm most of the time. They're not like a wild animal.
I think you're right. I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
Just koala?
Yeah, I've never seen a crazy koala. So, okay. What has been your biggest challenge in life and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge in life would probably be when I had to go virtual for school. It was very hard just because it's not the same as if you're in person. Like the learning experience isn't the same. So, but I overcame it because after a while I got used to it. So I kind of knew what to expect more often. Yeah.
What did you like about it or not like about it?
What I liked about it is that for lunch, I got to eat whatever I want instead of the nasty school lunch food. But yeah.
What did you not like about it?
The teacher doesn't teach the same. We don't learn the same stuff as if I was in person. And it's you're not learning straight from the teacher. You're learning from a video, just a video. Yeah.
Okay. So speaking of teachers, who is your favorite teacher and why?
My favorite teacher is my Avid teacher, Coach Harris. And she's just really sweet and she's helped me with a lot. A lot. So yeah, she's very caring. She's one of those teachers that likes to bond with their students, which is good.
Is she a tough teacher?
No.
She's not a tough teacher?
I mean, she's now she is tough in a way, but she's not very strict tough. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Oh man. hold on. Did I mute myself?
No, you're unmuted.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes I was putting my jacket on. I didn't want you to hear that. Okay. So, what are some of the things that you have done during this pandemic that keep you busy and keep you learning? It could be anything, that you do inside or outside of school.
I started practicing nails and I just stuck with it throughout the whole pandemic. So that's what I've been practicing a lot. And
Practicing nails, like hammering nails?
no, like acrylic nails. So I've been practicing and I got better at it. And
On yourself?
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Cool. What else?
What else have I done? Oh, I've baked a lot of new sweets. Like I did cake pops, which was very hard and very tiring, but they came out good. I baked muffins for the first time. Yeah, baking and probably acrylic nails just have been the main two things that I've been doing a lot.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
So Eagle Scholars is a program that you get to be in until you graduate from high school. And then they help you get through college as well. So is there any reason you can think of that might keep you from being involved in Eagle Scholars over the next 6 years until you graduate?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. Okay.
Easy peasy. Is there anything you would like to know about my experience as an Eagle Scholar?
What was the hardest thing for you in Eagle Scholars?
Ooh, probably being on time, because I'm notorious for not being on time. And that's improved since I've joined Eagle Scholars. And then trying to prioritize everything, because this is really important to me, but I got to make it fit into my school schedule.
Awesome. Very cool. So, all right. So yay, Ruby, that was awesome.
Thank you, Ruby.
All right. So yes, Ruby was our guinea pig person. So you guys see, and let's see, how long did that take? That took about 10 minutes, I think, right? So I would even add that other question, not to make, it doesn't have to be a super long interview, but you really want to get to know them. And what I was able to do, let's see, can you see this? Let me take off my video.
I think if you put it in front of your face, it'll. No, it didn't work.
I just lost. Choose virtual background. Let me take it off. There we go. Okay. So see what I did when she wrote down, or when she told the likes? Do you see where I put that down here? I should put it differently on the sheet. And I may do this. I may switch around this interview sheet before I print it and give it to you guys. But yeah, so I wrote those down. I know that was a lot and it's fast, but it gives me a lot of information about her. And so I would write those down, and then I would also write down as they talk about if you really knew me, because those are like really easy to get all the good stuff. It's harder, when you ask questions and they're like, then they feel like, oh my gosh, the spotlight's on me. So, all right. So I know that this is going to take if I give you 15 minutes, it's going to take till about 11:05. Are you guys okay with that? Does anybody have to leave right at 11? Okay. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I'm going to put you guys in breakout rooms. And I'm going to put, let's see, some of you guys are still in there from before. Let's see, let me recreate them. Recreate. All right, so here we go. So these are just going to be random assignments. Let's see here. This should work. Okay, Michael, I've got 2 Michaels. And So actually there's one room that's going to have 4 people. And then, wait, no, that's not. Oh yeah. One room that's going to have 4 people. And so you guys can, 3 of you guys can be the interviewer and just rotate the question from 1 to 2 to 3 to 1 to 2 to 3. Got it? That makes sense, right? Okay. You got your interview questions. I'm going to give you about 15 minutes. Now, I do want your interviews to last about 15 minutes. I don't want them less than 15 because then you don't really get to know somebody. So you're the person, you're the interviewers. There's 2 of you, in this case, maybe 3. So you guys can keep that conversation going. You saw how I followed up with Ruby, like when she just said, yeah, a friend wanted me to apply. Oh, well, what was it that really intrigued you? So use follow-up questions. Don't just say, okay, she said she doesn't know. So, okay, next. So kind of get those out of her. Or not out of her, out of whoever you're interviewing. Okay, here we go. Breakout rooms are open. You got 15 minutes or more, if it takes a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and start recording again. So here's Lupe and I, Miss Lupe and I, when we interview, we both do write it down because we both get different things and it helps. In our case, she usually reads over her notes and I usually read over mine. You guys will be turning your notes into us. Which is another thing I'm glad you said. Take picture of notes, and I'm going to add another folder. So yeah, I would say go ahead, but here's one thing that's helpful. If you guys are alternating questions, it usually gives the person who's not asking the question more time to finish up their note. Does that make sense? So like if I ask you a question and you're answering, I'm trying to write and listen to you, but then when Rebecca goes and asks the next question, I can finish up and then pay attention. So that's why you kind of alternate. So you're not doing all of the work. Let me actually, while we're waiting on everybody else, I'm going to add that as a folder. I'm glad you said that. So, okay, so now there's another folder in there. So what I want you guys to do, I'll wait until everybody gets back so that I tell everybody at once. How was it? How was your interviewing?
It was good. I got interviewed again.
Oh, you did?
She gave different answers.
Yep.
And poor Ranjita. Ranjita woke up late, but she's here now. Hi, Ranjita.
Hi, good morning.
This is the very, very, very end. We're waiting on everybody to come back. So you've missed most of it, but I'll send you the recording and you can catch the end. And since you've done interviewing before, you'll catch on pretty quick. So this is just the Zoom version of every interview. So they were just telling me how their interviews went. So Ruby has been interviewed twice today because she was my demo interview, and then she went into the room and she got interviewed again. So yeah, tell me, so from any of you guys, from your perspective, like observations, like what went well, what do you need to work on? And you could be critiquing somebody else, tell them what they did well or what you noticed, but what were some of your observations?
I was there with Rebecca and then Hershey, right? Emmanuel and Rebecca was very good at bouncing off of each other, and then like one was like adding on to the questions, and then like making Hershey feels comfortable, welcome, and then like it made me even like just smile listening to them talking, and then like interviewing Hershey. So I think they really did a good job on that.
Okay. Cool. And you were a third party observer, so that's cool to see from that perspective. Hershey, what did you observe?
They did really well. They kept the conversation going, and I think that would be very helpful, like getting to know people.
And I think too, I mean, you're a quieter person, so what did you feel like they did well in pulling answers out of you?
I guess like it's different for everybody else, but like for me, when I'm treated like, hey, you know, we've been knowing each other for 5 years, it's really nice. It's like as if I was already like their friend or something. So they're just like adding more questions on to like and wanting to know more about me.
Cool. So it's almost kind of like, so you're saying even for a new scholar that they might not have known for 5 years, they just treat them like they've known them for 5 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And for me, I think another thing that helped was from the game that we played that I love. That's where we really to interact. We ask it again, like, oh, well, we heard that this too, because we know what they like. And so when they are asking,
wait. Hey, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Wait, I don't know if is it my internet that's unstable? I was gonna say, can you say that again? Because you cut out.
Oh, I was saying the game that I love and that really helps, because that's what I know that, oh, she liked this, and I'm like, oh, I love this too, and that's how we can add the conversation going.
So for some of you guys that just came back, is that everyone, or do we still have some in break rooms?
I think there's one more.
Awesome, everybody's back. Oh yeah, there is. Room 2 is still out. Did everybody practice the one out, whatever, if you really knew me? Did everybody practice that one too? Oh, you didn't do that one? So if you really knew me happens right after the I love. So have them do the I love, and you saw how that works. But then the second one is if you really knew me, and you do a timer for that one too. And so that one's just like, there's a video on there. So if you want to, in the file that I've shared with you, you can click on that link and see how he does that. And so make sure and do those during the interviews as well. I think I really, just in popping in, it was really cool to see, because I think this, we've done interviewing of scholars for what, like 7 years or something, 5 years, something like that. And so I think that this is a really neat way to kind of add to our interviews, because I know I always get interviews back that are kind of short answers when you guys give me your interview questionnaire. But I really think that this is a good way to just expand that a whole lot quickly, just because it's just, even if they pause, like, okay, you've only got 10 more seconds, keep going. So, but I actually want to do a recording of all of you guys doing that, quite honestly, because it was so cool to hear all of you guys. I mean, the ones that I popped in on, even here in Ruby, like say hers, and I know most of those, but some of them I'm like, oh, really? So it's fun to hear, and I think it's fun to bounce off of somebody too. Because did any of you guys find when you did those, wait, I like that too? Anybody figure that out? So I'm going to assume those of you guys with your cameras off, you're nodding your head, right? So let's see. I wonder, these guys are really going in this other room.
Maybe they rotated, because that's the other thing I was about to ask everybody. But I know that I know Mary and Damaso need to go to the meeting for the podcast
at 11:30 or what?
No, isn't it right now, Mary?
It's at 11.
Oh, okay. Well, Mary, you can watch the rest of the recording.
What is it on the file? I try to look
I
at it.
haven't uploaded it yet because the meeting's not over yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And what, I mean,
it's
where's Damaso?
Okay, so everybody's back. I'm going to quickly go over some tips and then let you go, because yeah, it's already 11:20. I didn't realize that. Okay, so I got some feedback from others. I popped into most rooms and you guys were doing fantastic. So one thing to note is since you'll be doing this, because you'll be with the same partner like each time, and you'll be doing I love over and over and over. You can change it up because I know that you guys love more than, like, even after I said mine, I'm like, oh yeah, and I love this. Oh, and I love that. So yeah, change it up, and then it helps you get to know your partner more too, which is cool. Because I've tried to pair you guys up with, with different people so that you don't usually, well, maybe you know them or whatever, but I didn't pair up Emmanuel and Rebecca because they're sisters. Then the other thing I noticed some of you guys were doing is, and this is great too, comment on similarities. You don't have to make it a big long thing, but I like that too, or just keep on going, or maybe wait until they finish and then say, you know what, I love crocheting too. I heard some of you guys talking about, and I've made this and I've made that. The other thing that I just wanted to mention is are the follow-up questions, and just be curious. And some of you guys, when I was popped in, you were. I know Elizabeth was asking when I popped into there, she was like, oh, what have you made? So it was a great follow-up question, but it's just around being curious about, well, tell me more about that. And so be curious, because we're trying to learn about them to see, what makes up, who they are. And that'll just help us, get to know them better and just be able to make a good decision. Now, at the bottom of your sheet, you should have seen, it says, do you think they're a good fit for Eagle Scholars? Give a 1 to 3 rating. It's a real simple rating. Hopefully you've made some comments. That question where I wrote at the bottom where I wrote all the interests and stuff, it's also asking for your reflections. So that's where you reflect, like, oh, this person seemed really interested. Last year, I got some good comments from you guys. Like, this person really didn't seem like they wanted to be an Eagle Scholars. They seemed more like they just wanted something, something to do in the summers or something like that, whatever. It gave good feedback. So give me your reflections there, and then circle 1, 2, or 3. Do you think they're a good fit for Eagle Scholars? Absolutely. Or maybe, or no, not really. And if you know them, make a note of that. Like, I know this person, from blah, blah, blah. This is why I think they would be really good, or this is why I encourage them to sign up for Eagle Scholars or whatever. Your voice has power. And so just like we talked about with networking, you are their network. If you know somebody and you are telling them to get in, you also know, guess what? You know the director of Eagle Scholars, other Eagle Scholars, how to advocate for them. So you are their network. So that's networking goes beyond just a professional that's already in the workforce. The other thing is, on your notes, when you finish, I added a folder in the folder I shared with you. The folder is called Interviewers Notes 2021. I want you to take a picture of the front and back, and I know that it's front and back, so it'll be 2 pictures. I'll figure out how to put them together, I guess. But upload them into that folder so I can see those notes. And again, put the name on the file. Oops, sorry. Put the name on the file so I don't have to open it up to figure out that it's Ruby Lane's, document. Say, just label it Ruby Lane 1, Ruby Lane 2. That way, because you're going to have 2 pictures because it's a front and a back. Okay? All right, questions? You guys got this? I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun like this. Oh, who's going to be my MC and who's going to be my essay people? So I need, so Monday, I'm thinking I think I might ask Nikita to be the MC since she already does the shines for Tuesday and Wednesday, but I need an MC for Monday. Anybody on here that's going to be Monday and wants to MC? Anyone?
Miss Janet, would you let me know what day you have me for?
Yes, I have you on Wednesday only.
Could you change that? Not Wednesday, but Monday and Tuesday?
Oh, you can do Monday and Tuesday and not Wednesday?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, good to know.
And what is MC? I don't fully.
So yeah, so the MC is just a term for like how do you explain that, Lupe? So like when somebody, it's just like the person who kind of manages the event, like does all the talking and kind of, so like on Thursday nights, I would say Rebecca is probably kind of I guess I'm more the MC because I'm directing all of the stuff. I'm probably the MC.
It's the master or mistress of ceremony. So you're like the manager of the event, you know?
Yeah.
You could be the DJ of the event too, if you like.
Is there like a script that we need to follow?
No, and I guess I'm probably still the MC, the main MC, because I'll welcome them in. But then that way you can tell like about your experience in Eagle Scholars and get them excited about being an Eagle Scholar. Like this is what, it doesn't need to be long because we got to get them into the interview rooms. So just like a short 1 to 2 minute deal of welcome everyone. I'm so glad you're here, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my experience in Eagle Scholars and why I would love for you to join and be a part of it, or why, that kind of thing.
All right, I can be it for Monday.
Awesome. Okay, so MC on Monday is Muhammad, and then I'll see if Nikita is gonna do it, and if not, then I may tap you for Tuesday as well. Okay, what about essays? Who can be in my essay room on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? And it can be different people. I tried to keep everybody the same as much as possible just so it doesn't confuse everybody. Any essay people? Nope, everybody wants to interview, don't they?
I can do the essay, Ms. Janet, Dr. Janet.
Do what?
I can do the essay.
You'll do the essay?
Yes.
All right, let's see. Where are you? Emmanuel. And you're on Monday and Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll put you on essay, and then if I find somebody to do, that way you can do an interview day at least once. Okay?
I can do that, Dr. Janet. I can do the other days too.
Okay, so maybe you're on all three, aren't you, Rebecca?
Yep.
Okay. I'll put you on essay on Tuesday. That way your sister can interview. And then we'll see on Wednesday. I'll try to see if somebody can do Wednesday. That way you can go back to interview.
Ms. Janet, I can do Wednesday.
You're awesome. You guys are fantastic. Okay, perfect. That way, yeah, Dar's like, okay, if I don't have to do it all 3 days, I'll do it. Fantastic. Okay, we are good to go. We are ready. Plan to be on by 4:45 on Monday, just so we can all kind of get our stuff together before everybody starts coming in. You know how it works. They all start piling in, and then we're like, oh my gosh, they're all here. So, but it may be spread out a little better. I'm going to try to spread it out based on my confirmation with everybody so we'll make it work. I appreciate you guys being flexible and always being awesome. Thank you. And thank you for, Michael, sorry. I didn't anticipate hour and a half, but I'm glad we got it all in. So thank you guys for staying late as well.
Hey, can you stay on, Janet?
Yes.